quantum physics tells us that the energy we see around us comes from beyond space and time, and it scintillates back and forth. These particles that could be looked at more as events than separate entities pulsate. It's a whole movement between the implicate and the explicate order. The implicate order in Tantra is called Shiva. When we look at the explicate order only, looking out around us at the manifested world, or the Shakti, the goddess, we get the sense of separate individual things that we're labeling. The sense of the separation is called Maya in Tantra. It's thought of as an illusion to only see that part. If we see the implicate order, we see that all things are part of one field. There's no separation. The separation comes from our subjective labeling. The more we experience not only the outer, but the inner, the more we are in a meditative state, and the more we're experiencing our true nature, because we are the implicate and the explicate. And people tend to get caught up in the explicate. It's drawing us everywhere. We get addicted to the sensations. Sometimes we get addicted to the adrenaline rush of explicate order all the time. The implicate sometimes might seem like it would be a little boring, but when you go into it, when you do the tantric exercises and experience physics from the inside out, it's not boring at all. That place where all the energy comes from, beyond the stars, is where we can be and what we can experience, and it feels ecstatic. These are things that physicists like David Bohm says. He also says that all time is enfolded in the present moment, and that the future is influenced by the past, and the past is influenced by the future. The moment expands all directions, and within each moment is contained a set of parallel worlds. Physicists aren't sure what happens with these particles that go off into the parallel worlds. Do they fade off quickly after not being chosen as ours, or what does happen to them? Maybe dreams are one way of exploring them. Meditations, the hypnagogic state. Lucidity, being able to travel into possible realities. The waves of virtual particles that pulsate off and on make up what Wheeler calls quantum foam. Tiny little wormholes and pulsing off and on black holes and white holes. And we can follow this as the world dreams itself and wakes up. Dreams itself and wakes up. Imagine if you could see the world pulsate. And if you do the tantric exercises, when you open your eyes, you tend to see a sense of pulsating. If you do them a lot, I start especially just after opening my eyes, but the more I do them, the more I see the pulsating off and on of this reality, and behind it, the absolute beingness that it comes from. There's always the awareness that it's presenting itself out of the darkness. In black holes, time and space exchange roles, and physicists believe that entities living in black holes would be able to travel backwards in time. Boson particles are a wave-like force that exists superimposed on each other. Fermions are more separatists. with a double spin, creating discrete matter. The Shakti and the Shiva, the implicate and the explicate, the all one and the separate. In Tantra, we associate the separate aspect with the base of the spine, the first chakra, and often people get very caught up in that. Video games, for example, all the fighting, that would be the first chakra. Survival, food, sex, needs, desires. The more complete field we associate with the crown chakra above the head. And we like to get a continuity of consciousness between those two states, so we're fully embodied and we're all things and aware of the stepping down process in between the two and the pulsating in and out between the two and following it all the way, not just staying with the pulses on, but letting your consciousness go into the pulses off, letting your consciousness go into the pulses off as well. This can be accomplished too in sleep when you let your consciousness go into the delta brainwave state and find awareness within that sense of just beingness. All matter was found to be radioactive because of the dissonance of the atoms. As they give off their life force and dissipate into less discrete, separate entities, they change their frequency, going more into the primal energy that they first emanated from. Solar heat and electricity come from the dissociation of matter. When the transformations of energy are fast, we think of them as energy. When the transformations of frequency are slow, we think of them as solid. It's just a matter of relativity as far as what's solid. When you look at it, with the space in between and the fact that they're all only patterns of probability of spin, pulsating off and on into parallel realities, nothing exactly is what you would call solid and discrete. That's the maya, the illusion. So there's not really a duality between the two, solid and pure energy. We think of the more solid as being Shakti, the more energy as being Shiva, but there are many gods and goddesses within the pantheon, and they represent the different levels of that dissociation, the different levels between solidity and energy. So Tantra, in many ways, is a map of physics to change our bodies so that they can radiate more of this light, draw it in, amplify it, flow with it more, this energy of the universe. We change the electromagnetic plasma using tantric exercises. Our fluids, like the ejaculation that men lose if they're not practicing tantric sex, is electromagnetic. The differences in the health are measurable according to the declining electrical charge and cause imbalances when men are ejaculating their whole lives. This is not the case when they have orgasms without ejaculating. There's more energy potential that can be measured. This is true of the aura as well, which can lose its energy, bleed outwards, and not conduct energy as well electromagnetically either. As far as going backwards in time, one of the wonderful effects of meditation, going out of that progressive forward movement all the time, they have found that people who meditate regularly for years are a dozen years younger than their chronological age.